Hello, everybody. Hope you're well, and a big happy 2022 to you all. And let's hope it's a little better than last year, although a few of the local exhibitions have been cancelled, so perhaps it won't be. But thinking on the positive side, let's hope that we move forward. But this video, and you'll be glad to know that it's going to be relatively short after the last update. Uh, a while back last year, I saw advertised, I think in one of the magazines, that Revolution Trains were bringing out an IWA wagon. Now, these are known as holdalls. They're used to transport goods to and from Europe via the Channel Tunnel. And they were from, I think, 1987 that they were first built, and they are still used today and are used extensively. So I thought this would be ideal for me, and they'll go with my Hell Yang cargo wagons. And I had a look and thought if I go for the unbranded version, then they'll look okay through all periods. So I put a pre-order in, and to be honest with you, I forgot about them. It was only when Rails of Sheffield sent me an email saying that my order was being processed. I thought, hang on, what have I ordered? And then the penny dropped. So I was quite excited about receiving these because I've not bought anything from Revolution Trains. I've heard some good things about them, and they're doing the Caroline inspection coach, and they do quite a bit in Engage. So I thought I'd try it out. So the following videos will be me opening the box, and the reason why is that I know there's been some controversy in respect of the hush hush from Hornby, and people have had issues of when they've ordered direct from Hornby, they become damaged, and really because of what the packaging has been like. So I thought, well, let's have a look and see what Rails of Sheffield are up to in sending the items out, and how well packaged are they. So without me waffling on anymore, let's have a look and see what happened when I opened the box. Now, I'm not one for unboxing videos, but after the, I suppose, controversy of the hush hush delivered direct from Hornby and the packaging issues, this has come from Rails of Sheffield. So on first look, it seems well packaged. So I'll go away and open it up and actually see what it's like. Well, as you can see, there's no shortage of plastic packaging, which is very impressive. We look into the box, and you can see there's more plastic packaging and bubble wrap over the box. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to show that it's not difficult to pack well, and mine has survived without any problem at all. So perhaps the moral of the story is purchase from a retailer rather than direct from Hornby. We'll see. Okay, we'll get it opened in a second. Okay, so what do we get in the box? Well, first off, we get a nice sturdy box, which has got a surrounding of foam, which has really kept them in place. I've just removed the blister pack, which I just lift out, and it seems of a fairly decent weight. If we can just have a look, that's quite clear information panels, some nice detail along there, and if we can turn them around, that's the ends. Let's say they're the unbranded wagons, and let's just have a look. Looks at the daisy. Excuse the poor video. But there's the bogies, there's the underside. So yeah, underside's quite nicely detailed. I don't think that that's a plastic chassis. It's a plastic chassis rather than metal, if I'm not mistaken. But it still gives good weight. And I'll just pop it back in. So they're the two. Well, you can probably see the bottom there. Nice. That's metal wheels. And then you've got a nice information panel on there with a couple of nice pictures at all. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with those. Cost wise, probably a little more expensive than Cavalax and Acura scale, or perhaps similar. Now these came to £95, so what's that, £47.50, which I suppose really is on the par with EFE, Heljan. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with them. And what we'll do is we'll disappear into the garage and see how they run. Okay, so the first test is how free running are they. Nothing scientific apart from, as you might remember, there's a slight slope down into the station, so let's give it a little push and see what happens. And I think you confirm free running. Oh, it's still going. Would be absolutely fine. Okay, so here they are going round with my Heljan cargo wagons, and they do look, they fit in very nicely. And yeah, I'm pleased. Now the only downside is, and you'll see this when we get through the station, is just on this curve here, so I don't have any problem with the Heljan, which is the same size, but we get a derailment just along there. Okay, so as you can see, the two wagons are running well. Let's just follow it round. And this is where the issue was, where I had some derailments. And here we go. And all fine. Now the issue was that all the back-to-backs were different on the wheel sets. Some were 14.7, some were 14.6, 14.5. Also I noticed, and probably for added realism, that the flanges were quite shallow. So I had some 12mm diameter Hornby wheels that I was going to use to swap over plastic wheels on some of the wagons. Put those in, and as you can see it works fine. Now this Lima loco is a DCC convert and he's just a little underpowered, and I'm not getting the two new wagons with the Hornby wheel sets as free reeling, so it's causing just a little strain, as you'll see on the 47, but this wasn't the loco I was going to be running them with anyhow. So we'll have probably one of the Helgen or the 66s running, and they're quite powerful, so I don't see an issue. But as you see, we seem to have been able to iron out the problems. So yeah, a little bit disappointing that a basic thing like the back-to-back should be wrong, but more importantly, we've got it fixed. So as we follow it around, I've popped a Helgen cargo wagon on the back, and I've got another one that will go on to it as well, but I just wanted to see how it ran, and this is what I wanted in the first place. So my verdicts, well, the moral of the day is check the back-to-backs, because you'll probably be quite surprised. Also, for perhaps more realistic profile, the flanges on the Revolution wheel sets were quite shallow. Changing over to the deeper flanged Hornby wheel sets, what I would like to say is a big thank you to everybody who responded to my Facebook post where I showed the derailing issue and asked for help. Plenty of people were forthcoming with great advice, and as it turned out, a lot of you were right with it being a back-to-back issue. One person I'd really like to say thank you to is Alan at Dragon Junction, who took the time to give me a ring. We had a great chat, and I think it was probably on the phone for about an hour. Alan's very knowledgeable and entertaining, and it was very kind of him to take time out to help. And yeah, so thanks to everybody, thanks to Alan. Brilliant. Cheers. So what's the verdict? Am I happy with them? And the answer is a resounding yes. Those wagons are competitive both on price and on detail and running with their competitors. I'll put a little caveat. As you saw, I had some issues on what I consider not tight curves, they're shallower than third radius, and it was just that little bit of detail, that little handle, that when the bogies went round the curve, just hit against that handle and derailed it. Now, taking the handle off worked, and it's a compromise I'm happy to make. But if you are considering getting those, and you have curves of around third radius, maybe a little sharper, that's something to think of. But overall, pleased with my first purchase from Revolution, and I must admit I have got my eyes on the Caroline inspection coach in the Southern Region livery. So there we are. Before I go, I just wanted to mention something else. John Warner, in his Christmas video, when he showed us what he got as Christmas presents, he had a weathering book by George Dent, and I thought, oh, that could be useful. So John hadn't looked at it too closely, but seemed impressed at first looks. I thought I'd take a punt, so went on a well-known online shop, beginning with A, and bought it. Now, it just came yesterday, so I've only had a quickish look, but on first dibs, it really does look very good. Let me just show you the book in question. There we are. It's weathering for railway modelers, locomotives, and rolling stock sets. That is by George Dent. And if I turn it around, you've got the barcode with the reference number. Now the price is £19.99. I got it a few pounds cheaper, but the good thing about it is having a look, say a quick look, details or uh, explanation on how to do the weathering is very clear. There's some great photographs, and George Dent does tell us what products he uses, which I always find handy. I appreciate Dave at Bunter's Yard does the same, and Tim Cooper at the Scratch Line. So it's always handy to know what they're using. If you have a look, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's some lovely clear photos and step-by-step instructions. So that's weathering for railway modelers, George Dent, and a big thank you to John for pointing that out. So there we are, that's a review done, and everybody have a great new year, well, all the best for 2022 I should say, and yeah, next up will be some updates. Okay, bye for now, cheers.